Some of the last things that we're going to focus on to improve our communication and collaboration in our school is to focus on personality types. And to do this, we're going to ask our staff, and we're going to ask our staff to ask their students to take what is known as the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. And so there's a series of questions that asks you kind of how you go about your daily life, and once you're done, it's going to give you a 4-letter indicator that identifies your preferences. So if you take a look at the chart on the left, each column you're going to get one of those 2 letters. So for example, the first column, E or an I, this explains how we are energized. So you could either be extroverted, which means when you're around other people and talking with other people, that kind of energizes you. Whereas you might be more introverted, where you kind of need some alone time to charge up your batteries. The next column is S or N. This is how we perceive the world. So if you are an S, sensing, that means you need to use your 5 senses to perceive the world. It's very noticing things. Whereas N, intuitive, this is kind of like you have that 6th sense for figuring out what's going on around you. The next column is a T or an F. This is how we make decisions. So those that are T's are thinking. This means that you think very logically, whereas F is more you are thinking more personally or emotionally, which obviously stands for feeling. And then lastly, a J or a P, this is how you live. This is your lifestyle choice. So those that are judging live more of a planned out life. They schedule it, whereas the perceiving live a more spontaneous life. And so knowing your 4-letter indicator tells a lot about you, and you can understand yourself a little bit better by knowing your 4 letters. And if you know your colleagues' letters, you can understand them more. And if you know your students' 4 letters, you can understand them and plan your instruction around those indicator types. And so this functions as an effective tool for us to help us understand ourselves and others. And so knowing those letters, we can appreciate others. We can appreciate their individual differences. We can approach problems in a different and healthy way. We can resolve conflict, knowing them. We can develop skills in time management and stress management. And lastly, we can differentiate our instruction in a classroom setting. So if we know that our students are, more thinking or feeling, we can plan around how they make their decisions in their homework and in their studying choices. If we know that they are either sensing or intuitive, we know how they perceive the world, and we can adjust our teaching strategies to their needs. And so, once again, knowing these personality types big picture wise will help our school kind of come together and understanding one another and being able to communicate with one another better. And so this is an important tool that our school can use to move us forward.